Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler for Melda Production, and today I'm going to show you how to make a nice sparkling pad using MSoundfactory, but I'm going to show you in a slightly different way that maybe you haven't seen before. I'm going to be using the noise oscillator in a different way that hopefully you haven't seen before. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a noise oscillator, noise generator here, and actually let's add a reverb here because I like reverb. I'm going to use this one, the Randy Hall. This has some nice modulation with it. I'm going to turn that up. Maybe this, that should be good, I think. I'll turn it, make it a little bit faster. I like modulation for this. And so we have this, and it will just be white noise, which we may want or we may not. But we're not going to use that. It has a nice reverb, though. We could use the clicks and pops, although I don't think that's the best one to use. We can turn this down, and we're going to use something like this. I actually prefer using the stairs, which sounds like this. Now you're probably thinking, like, how are you going to make that sound good? I'm going to show you. We're going to use the Modal filter. Now, if you see my other videos, you kind of know where I'm going with this. I'll turn on all the harmonics here. I'll turn the output down for now. We have the resonance all the way up. I have the order at 1 for now. And we're going to go into the structure. We could use this, but I actually want to use some type of material. You can choose whichever of these you want. I'll try a xylophone first. And let's play it and let's hear how this sounds. This kind of sounds like somebody blowing through a bottle. And this sound is actually okay. One of the things I've found, though, is if you leave it here, it doesn't really mix well with any type of other, oscillator, etc. So what we're going to do is just move it up maybe 1 or 2 octaves, or maybe even 3. Now let's play it. So it sounds like ringing bells. And we can go back and we can change this again to different types of structures. I actually find that metal sounds that you think wouldn't work so well actually work better for this, like the snare. Whereas the organ harmonics, to me, it doesn't sound that great. But just use whichever one you like. I like the drinking glass personally. So we can stick with that. I'm not going to turn it up too loud. And we have our sound here. There's a few different things we can do to actually change this. So one thing we can do is we can change the order. And what this will do is it will give it a smoother sound. You won't hear so much of the percussiveness. So if you want that, you can do that. Let's try it on 3. And if you want to get someplace in between, like, like at 1, like that one's too harsh, but that's too smooth. Try using the distribution. That way you can find, a method between like the harsh at 100% where you can actually hear the percussiveness and 0 where you don't hear any, and just blend it to taste wherever you feel is good. Now already this is sounding pretty good. We can turn it up. Sometimes I even like 3 octaves like this. And if you use that with a chord, it sounds like this. To me, that's already sounding good, but maybe you don't want this like wide sound. We can turn the noise down and make it so it's not stereo. We can make it completely mono, although we still do have the stereo reverb, but it sounds a little bit more focused this way. Set that wherever you feel is good. Now this is almost done, but I feel like this isn't really enough for me. I want like something under it. So what I generally do would be to take some type of normal oscillator. I can take this. I could change the waveform if I wanted to, but I think this is okay for now. Smooth out a little bit if I want. Just turn this off for a second. And let's just hear this. Turn on the unison. Maybe try like around 8 voices or so. Turn the detuning down a little bit. Okay. I might turn the volume down. I can add a filter. Let's try the filter basic. Have a low pass filter. Maybe 1.5 octaves or so. Turn the resonance down. And since this is a pad, let's turn the release up a bit. It's not going through any of the reverb yet, which I want. And also, you can't hear the noise because I turned this off. What I'll probably do here is use the ratio as before, right click it. Make sure I'm taking a sidechain as 2, steal the input, and now they're both going through here, and I can blend them from the noise going through the modal filter like this. And there you have it. There's a lot of other things we could do here. So if you wanted to add something else, like maybe I want a chorus for this, I could definitely do that. Find it here. I don't know if this will sound good, but just an idea. You can really do with this almost anything you can think of. Combining these with effects, you can come up with all sorts of different things. And of course, you could always blend the ratio or do whatever you want with this. Or you can add more effects in the effects section if you want. Really, the sky's the limit. I decided to use a basic oscillator with just kind of like a Supersaw sound, but you don't have to do that. You could use the FM oscillator or anything else you want to create all sorts of interesting and unique sounds. But I think using the noise in this way, along with the modal filter, will give you some really interesting and unique results. And another thing I should say, if we turn it all the way back here to 0% and we go to the modal filter, let's go here to 1. By adjusting the probability, you can get it even more sparse if you want. So now I have it here. Listen as I move the probability up and down. I find sometimes this sparseness actually helps and it makes it a little bit more interesting, like this. That way we'll get all sorts of little like twinkles there. And of course you can go in and adjust that however you want. Don't be afraid to change the structure to something different or something kind of strange like this. Sometimes you'll find something interesting in there that will give you a really unique sound. But if you have any questions about that, leave those down below. Give me a thumbs up if you haven't done that, and subscribe. Also, make sure you check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. Till next time, see you.